I think that a placement like this helps a student most in terms of, I think it gives you a real idea of where you could go and where you could take your degree in the future.
Primarily, it just gives them a flavour of working life and what is the setup, you know, in an office when you're working with other professionals. Okay, this is what it's like working in this kind of environment.
I worked for DEFRA, which stands for Department of Environment, Food and Rural Affairs.
My role in the organisation is to lead teams of analysts that provide advice to ministers about policy.
And they do that by analysing data from various stakeholders and trying to assess what policies would best benefit local regions and the country as a whole. I worked on a few projects around pesticides, analysing data and sort of seeing the trends in that data.
She did interviews with various organisations to try and find out how they reacted and what was the sort of consequence of not being able to use that pesticide anymore.
And trying to analyse how those trends can be used to modify different policies and handing in reports and PowerPoints.
That's really helped us a lot in getting an initial qualitative feel and really got a lot of useful insights from that process, probably more than I would have necessarily expected from undergraduate students.
So I decided to do a placement because I knew that I wanted to gain transferable soft skills alongside my academic skills. Macroeconomics that we learn in the classroom can be very theoretical. Working there kind of made me realise how deeply impactful a slight change in a government policy could be and how there are so many other factors that go into those policies. I think in terms of the way that the PLN structured it, it was manageable. It's something that is part of your degree and counts towards your studies. You had the opportunity to have weekly meetings with someone from the PLN team and you can discuss the workload and how you're getting on and just sort of ask us on what we've learned so far in our placement and what we're hoping to sort of develop further. So I thought that was really helpful.
They regularly sort of kept in contact with me, sort of checked in on how things were going with the student. That's really made it much easier to sort of designing something that's helpful to us but also helpful to the university and the programme. It's also led to types of collaboration, including now with one of the master's programmes. So there's a range of ways that we can work with the university, I think, to mutual benefit. I can see other organisations benefiting, you know, from just the energy that the student brings, somebody coming with a fresh perspective, a fresh way about approaching a problem.
I sort of assumed that it was completely different to academic studies, but I found that a lot of the skills that I developed in my studies were really transferable. I would absolutely recommend doing a placement if you can, if that's something that you're interested in. I think that it's a great opportunity to get some experience under your belt, and I think that it's also a good way to get an idea of what sort of career path you might be interested in pursuing.